All right, I want to talk to everybody about what's happening with oil. And I know some of you have long oil positions on. I do. We bought at higher levels after the market had pulled back substantially, I thought. But we're seeing a lot of selling today based on this inventory number that was released earlier today. And we have seen a lot of selling even in the last 2 days prior to this. So we saw a small build of I believe it was 1.6 million barrels. I think they were looking for a draw of about 2.2 million. We had 9 consecutive weeks of inventory draw, equating to about 22 million barrels drawdown in crude. We got 1.6 million barrel increase. Whoop-de-doo. People are going crazy. Now, I understand that oil inventories are very high. They're not the highest they've ever been. They peaked 10 weeks ago, something like that, 12 weeks ago. I believe like 545 million barrels, excluding the SPR. And like I said, they've come down about 22 million. Everybody sees those inventory numbers, okay? That is, people who are looking at that and talking about that don't think you have some inside information. I mean, everybody sees those inventory numbers. So if you're all selling based on those numbers, you better believe that lots of other people are doing the exact same thing. To me, just, what my experience has taught me, when everybody sees the same thing, it's not necessarily the right thing to do. But it's pretty clear what's going on now. Everybody's talking inventories. They're looking at that. They saw this teeny tiny little build today, and they're all selling like crazy. Okay? Meanwhile, there's other things to factor in. Remember that price is a function of supply and demand. Okay? Demand is rising. It's been noted that it's rising. You have the CEO of Anadarko Petroleum. The guy's was a bear all last year. Has come out strongly bullish now, and he sees a very significant increase in demand. If you look at crude oil imports here, that bottomed out also last May in 2015. It has been rising. Okay, that's a sign of stronger demand. If you look at gasoline inventories, they're high, but they have been coming down. Imports going up as well. That's a sign of stronger demand. If you are not looking at the demand side, you only see half of the equation. It's like those people who were looking at the stock market and talking about the overvaluation based on the PE of the S&P 500, not realizing that P and E are both variables. The P might have been high, but the E started to grow, so the valuation actually came down. The market's going up on that. So listen, I know it's tough. Some of you are, you're getting squeezed a little bit here. It's no fun to look at a market where you have a position on and you are losing. I believe the fundamentals are on our side. The EIA, the Energy Information Administration, predicts $52.17 as an average price next year. We're not that far away from next year, 4 or 5 months, okay? This guy from Anadarko Petroleum says $60 by the fourth quarter based on the demand that he sees. So what I think is happening now, a lot of speculative selling, a lot of long liquidation by people who, really don't know what they're doing. These funds that just follow these kind of mechanical trends. Okay, now they're reversing the short. I mean, we fade these people. We go against them. Okay, and really, it's inarguable that the selling is coming from people who they're all pointing to the very same thing. Look at the supply. Look at the supply. We all know about the supply. It's no secret. Okay, you're not telling us about any secret. All right, so that's known information. It is more than factored into the price right now. So that's all I'm saying. I cannot predict the future. I can only go with probabilities. I say supply, yes. Supply is coming down. We had a modest increase in the inventories today. Does not justify the selling that we're seeing now. We'll see what happens. But I think ultimately we turn here and oil heads back up. That's my forecast.